My beloved child, pay close attention. This is critical. Archangel Michael isn't merely sending a signal, he's imploring you. A spiritual event is on the brink of occurring in your residence, and you need to be prepared or you risk overlooking what divine forces have arranged for you. Just a couple of seconds of your focus could alter everything this evening, not some future day, not next period, but this very night. Throughout this journey, that peculiar heaviness upon entering a particular room, that brief flash of light, with no clear source, that sudden cool breath on your neck when all windows are. You've sensed it, haven't you? Closed. These are not mere coincidences. They are signs. And Archangel Michael has been endeavoring to alert you because a pivotal moment is approaching. And it will arrive when you least expect it. Not because you're in peril, but because you are on the verge of being freed from something you hadn't even recognized was impeding your progress. Child, tonight a unique energy will course through your dwelling. It will be subdued, even silent, yet in the spiritual realm. Its presence will resonate like a trumpet. Heaven has dispatched Archangel Michael specifically for you. And whenever Archangel Michael makes an appearance, it's never for trivial matters. He wields a sword of defense, a shield of veracity, and a voice that commands countless angels. But at this very instant, he isn't commanding anyone, he's speaking solely to you. He is conveying, this is your moment, do not disregard it, do not scroll past it. Do not tell yourself you'll address it later. I am pleading with you for just 2 seconds. Your soul has endured long enough. You've been pondering why your existence has felt suspended. Why aspirations seem so close but never quite materialize. Why individuals drift away, why commitments are postponed. Why a breakthrough feels ensnared in delays, but it isn't trapped. It's being prepared, and tonight the passage opens. But understand, this message will not be presented to you again. It is a spiritual appointment. Your celestial guardians have awaited years to place this opportunity before your gaze. If you overlook this, it doesn't imply you'll face retribution. No, God's love for you transcends such judgment. However, it will signify a more protracted wait, a deferral in something your spirit is covertly wary of anticipating. And Archangel Michael perceives your heart's fatigue. That is why he is not asserting his power, he is kneeling in empathy. The most formidable warrior angel in heaven, kneeling at your threshold. Whispering to your spirit, please. Listen. He knows who is attempting to just envision this. Reach you from the other side. He comprehends the truth behind the dream you experienced recently. He is aware of the shadow that stirred when you were engaged in prayer. He even knows the identity of the person whose energy you persistently sense, but whose visage you cannot recall. And tonight all of that will begin to clarify. And if you have been experiencing feelings of stagnation, disorientation, or overwhelming pressure, it is because your spirit already perceives the transformation that is imminent in your. God is not seeking to instill fear in you, he is striving to ready you home. Your physical perception may not discern it, but your soul surely will. A sound is forthcoming, perhaps a soft tap, a faint murmur, or merely a swift flicker of light too fleeting to observe. Yet in that precise instant, everything will shift within the spiritual sphere. And if you respond, if you heed, a profound burden will lift from your heart. You will feel it instantaneously like a profound celestial exhalation that finally grants you the liberty to breathe freely once more. If you are ready for this profound celestial exhalation, ready to breathe freely once more, type I am below. Claim this freedom, for it is already yours. And just as you begin to doubt if you merely imagined it, you will discern something. A communication intended for you, a moment beyond mere chance. A word from someone who has departed, but still loves you beyond measure and child. They have been trying to convey this to you for many months, but the timing had to be impeccable. That perfect time is now. This is not a mere video. It is a divine directive, a warning. Heaven is summoning you, a warning. If this message is resonating, take a moment to like this video. Liking it will activate the flow of God's favor in your life, opening new pathways for blessings. Beloved, pause for a brief moment, subscribe and stay connected. Subscribing will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life, ensuring you receive your next miracle. You might perceive this one as potent. The next one will evoke tears and you are destined to receive it. Do not risk missing it. Now return, for there is more. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Archangel Michael is present not only to reveal, but also to safeguard. There is something close to you, someone, a decision they are forming concerning you. But here is the essence of it: they do not yet comprehend your full strength. And tonight, a spiritual transaction will transpire that will ensure you are no longer disregarded. Someone is on the verge of realizing your intrinsic worth. Someone powerful, someone distant, perhaps physically, but spiritually interwoven. They will recall something about you, something minor, a gaze, a spoken word, an instance they never articulated. Yet heaven has been replaying that instance in their soul like a silent film. And tonight, they will re-experience it. But listen, the reason Archangel Michael is imploring you is because a shadowy presence is also observing this very moment. That entity desires for you not to perceive this message. It does not wish for you to respond. It does not want your dwelling to be filled with illumination. But Archangel Michael will not permit darkness to prevail. That is why when the appointed hour arrives, and it will arrive tonight, you will sense an internal stirring. It might even prompt you to pause, and in that pause, you must vocalize. Speak aloud: I receive this. I welcome divine protection. Archangel Michael, you are welcome in my home tonight. Utter it as many times as necessary. For that single declaration will penetrate every concealed obstacle, every unseen barrier, every spiritual burden that has sought to deprive you of your joy. Pronounce it with conviction. and harbor no apprehension. This is not a message of foreboding, it is a message of triumph. You are undergoing elevation, that is why it has felt so arduous recently. You have been navigating spiritual resistance that most individuals would not endure. But God selected you because He recognizes your inherent strength. And more significantly, He knows you possess a purpose that cannot be replicated by anyone else. If you are ready to claim that irreplaceable purpose to declare your divine identity, comment I am also below. Let your voice resonate with heaven's truth. Tonight, heaven extends its touch to your home. And the instant it happens, you will perceive it within your being, a coolness, a tremor, a sudden serenity. And you will comprehend that you were never solitary. So before this moment elapses, I earnestly ask you again with profound affection, do not miss what heaven is about to accomplish. Archangel Michael stands at the side of your bed watching over you. His blade radiates light. His gaze is filled with compassion, and he is now whispering, "Child, affirm, yes, I am here for you." Tonight marks the transformation. You have waited sufficiently. This is the indication. Please simply open your spirit. And if you experience anything unusual tonight, any indications, do not succumb to panic. Simply articulate, "I perceive it. I embrace it. Thank you, God." Thank you, angels, because they have diligently labored behind the scenes, orchestrating a miracle that is on the verge of reaching your doorstep. And I will reiterate it once more, for heaven insists, open this now. Tonight is the designated moment. Archangel Michael is imploring you. Just 2 seconds can alter everything. Please do not bypass this. An image of folded hands. God's love for you is too immense for Him to remain silent. Image of love letter. Your communication has arrived. I recognize it is your turn to unlock the door. And I know what thoughts are currently occupying your mind. What if nothing occurs? What if I merely imagined all of this? What if I am again fostering excessive hope? But heed my words, my cherished child. That voice of uncertainty is not intrinsically yours. That is the voice of deferral. That is the reverberation of every sorrow you have carried, every unfulfilled pledge that conditioned you not to anticipate too much. But heaven is rewriting that narrative, not with hollow words, but with a palpable presence. A presence so authentic, so potent that even the very walls of your dwelling will perceive it. You were not inadvertently drawn to this message. Your soul was summoned to it, propelled by a force greater than yourself, something that has silently witnessed your tears, your struggles, your faith. And heaven is declaring no more silence. Tonight is not solely about what transpires within your home. It is about what awakens within you. You have been burdened by a pervasive sensation that you were destined for something more profound, that your identity is linked to something grander, that you were brought into existence for something deep inside you is being unchained. Purpose that has yet to fully manifest. And tonight, the inaugural piece of that puzzle falls into place. That innate feeling you have carried since your early years. It was not your imagination. It was destiny's gentle whisper before you possessed the words to articulate it. And child, I must now impart something deeply sensitive to you. Someone within your ancestral lineage implored God on your behalf. Perhaps a grandmother, perhaps someone who no longer resides on this earthly plane. Perhaps an individual you never personally encountered. But their fervent prayer ascended to heaven. They petitioned for your protection, for you to be endowed with a distinctive blessing. For you to be the one who dismantles burdensome cycles and ushers in joy where only mere survival had existed. And Archangel Michael was appointed to you the instant that prayer was uttered. That is why you persevered through circumstances that others did not. That is why no matter how dire the situation became, there was always an inherent force that sustained you. That force was divine guardianship. And tonight that guardianship becomes discernible. Tonight something spiritual will enter your abode, not to haunt but to mend. Not to instill fright but to liberate, not to bewilder but to affirm. You will sense a shift in the atmosphere, even the air itself might feel distinct. And when that moment arrives, do not permit distractions, do not browse your phone. Do not amplify the volume to suppress the quietude, embrace the stillness. For in that silence, you will perceive what your soul has yearned to know. There is a specific sentence you will apprehend in your spirit. It may manifest softly. It may appear in a dream, or it may resound like thunder through your thoughts. Irrespective of its form, trust it, that is heaven communicating. You are being prepared for an exceptional occurrence. Only to those whose calling runs deep, whose hearts are unsullied, whose spirits have cried out incessantly, conveying, God, simply reveal that I am not alone. This is your definitive response, not in an external sign, but an internal. A spiritual visitation not extended to all. Corroboration. If this profound spiritual truth resonates with you and you feel this awakening, consider sharing this prophetic word right now. Sharing it will activate the anointing within you and help share this breakthrough with your entire network. Spreading God's light to those who need it most. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, by doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls. You can support this work through the link in the description, or the pinned comment. Who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. And that individual who has occupied your thoughts, who consistently appears in your nocturnal visions, who departed without providing the closure you so desperately required, they too will experience your what God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Transformation. Even if they are unaware of the reason, even if they are physically distant, something within their spirit will suddenly prompt them to whisper. You need to reach out. They will not comprehend why. They will simply recognize that they miss you more profoundly than they ever conceived possible. Because heaven is not solely altering your surroundings. It is reconfiguring connections. Divine realignment is transpiring. Those who inflicted pain upon you will suddenly feel uneasy in their own isolation. Those who withdrew will experience an inexplicable pull because your spiritual frequency is undergoing a profound change. You are stepping into your inherent power, and everything in your vicinity must respond accordingly. That is why this is no ordinary message. That is why Archangel Michael is imploring you, child. If you neglect this, you will postpone what was already destined for you. But if you open yourself completely, devoid of doubt, then what transpires tonight will resonate throughout the remainder of your life. I wish for you to undertake a specific action tonight. Illuminate a candle, just one. No elaborate ritual is necessary. No ornate phrases are required, simply light it with pure intention. And as its flame radiates, articulate these words aloud. I welcome divine alignment. Archangel Michael, you are free to move within this dwelling. God, I trust your perfect timing. I am prepared. Then pause. Permit the silence to encompass you. Allow the flame to communicate with you. For through that modest act, you are signaling to heaven. I have heard the call and I affirm yes. This may be the initial time in your existence that you have fully grasped the meaning of surrender. Not relinquishing, but yielding. Surrendering your anxieties, your aspirations, your sorrows, your confusion to the one who has already ordained the outcome. And dear child, it is profoundly beautiful. The conclusion you apprehended is not your ultimate destination. The abandonment you endured will not define you. The affection you believed was lost is about to resurface in a manner that is healthier, more authentic, and more harmonized than anything you have ever encountered. Archangel Michael observes you. God is watchful and the angels are singing because you are reawakening to your true identity. You are divine, you are chosen, you are not too late, you are not forgotten. Tonight is consecrated and it marks merely the beginning. If this message resonated with your soul, remain near. Subscribe now so the subsequent divine whisper can reach you the instant it is unveiled. These messages are not mere entertainment, they are lifelines. Each one is intricately encoded with something your spirit has been seeking. Do not risk missing the next response to your silent supplication. Image of candle. The candle is now a light, an image of an eye. The gaze of heaven is open. Image of cross swords. The sword of Archangel Michael is unshathed. Image of love letter, and your miracle is already in motion. Child, take a profound breath. The energy that now envelops you is not of this world. It is sacred, it is profound. Not like a burden, but like an enveloping presence akin to a luminous shroud. You might experience warmth, or your eyes may well with tears for no discernible reason. That is not merely emotion, that is recognition. Your spirit is recalling something it perceived long before your physical form did. You were destined for this very juncture. And even if your intellect harbors doubts, even if you are uncertain why you persist in reading this, your soul comprehends. That is why you have not navigated away. Because you instinctively know that what I am about to convey is meant for you. Tonight, something will be unveiled that was previously hidden in plain sight. A truth, a name, a realization that will strike your heart with such velocity that you will require no substantiation. You will simply perceive it. Because when the divine communicates, it does not contend with your logic. It awakens your intrinsic knowing. You have merely existed for too long. Now is the time to genuinely live again. To truly live with joy, with serenity, with lucidity, with the conviction that you no longer await authorization. You are stepping into what was already predestined for you. The individuals who failed to perceive your radiance. That was never a reflection upon you. Their lack of sight does not diminish your brilliance. The delays you encountered, they were not punitive measures, they were safeguards. God was shielding you until the opportune moment. And tonight, that timing shifts in your favor. You see, heaven does not operate according to chronological time. It moves in accordance with divine alignment, and child, you are now in alignment. Do not undervalue how exceptional that is. Most individuals never even experience it. But you are stepping into it, not by coercion, but by conviction. And do you comprehend why it has taken this long? Because what is now entering your life is so divine, so meticulously crafted that anything less would have caused your heart to fracture once more. And God declared, "No, not this one. I will not permit this soul to settle again. My love for them is too profound." That is why you are being prepared, because the blessing that is approaching will necessitate the most resilient version of yourself. And heaven has been subtly shaping that version behind the scenes. So tonight, when that gentle whisper arises, when you perceive the transformation, when the breeze softly caresses your skin like an invisible touch, do not flee. Do not interrogate. Do not waver. Simply open your spirit. Simply articulate, "I receive it." You may even sense a presence within the chamber. You may hear your name. You may experience shivers. That is not dread. That is the very presence of God permeating your atmosphere through the open portal your faith has created. Archangel Michael does not grace homes for insignificant reasons. His arrival signifies that the spiritual conflict has concluded and triumph has been proclaimed. That individual over whom you have shed tears, God is now stirring their heart. That prospect you nearly abandoned, it is now circling back. That circumstance that depleted you for numerous months, its oppressive power shatters tonight. But it commences with your choice to believe, not flawlessly, but sufficiently. Enough to ignite the candle, enough to utter the words. Enough to create space for a miracle. Even if it bears no resemblance to your imaginings. Heaven's most magnificent blessings frequently manifest in the most subtle ways. So do not anticipate dazzling displays. Seek instead that profound tranquility, that unexpected sigh, that instant when your shoulders suddenly relax and you cannot comprehend why. That is the transformation, and when you perceive it, utter this: "I welcome this moment. I accept the healing. Archangel Michael, I thank you, God." I trust you and know this when you voice that angels are activated. They mobilize. They contend. They open passages you never could. They stir hearts on your behalf. They safeguard your slumber. They softly speak into the ears of the one who has been contemplating you, but is hesitant to communicate. They reconfigure conversations that have yet to transpire. They harmonize individuals, timing, and divine opportunities, so that when you enter the next phase of your existence, you will not need to force anything. You will simply walk in grace. And, beloved one, that is precisely your trajectory. This extends beyond tonight. It pertains to what tonight unlocks. It concerns finally being in the spiritually, emotionally, and energetically appropriate state for the blessing to arrive and endure. God no longer desires to grant you fleeting miracles. He desires to bestow upon you lasting ones. Not gifts you forfeit, but gifts you cultivate with. And if you have ever expressed, "God, I do not desire anything artificial. I desire what is authentic," then heaven heard that plea. And the reason it seemed as though nothing was occurring is because genuine foundations require more time to construct. But when it manifests, it arrives powerfully, immovably, and child, it is coming. But you must be alert for it. This is the final hour preceding the transformation. The air is sacred, the veil is thin. Heaven is accessible, and Archangel Michael stands by your side declaring they are prepared. Let it commence, so I implore you one final time. Will you open your heart to what is about to manifest? Because tonight your home will be consecrated ground and your narrative begins in you. Not with anguish, not with apprehension, but with illumination. Can image of love letter open it, embrace it, invite heaven in? The ensuing 24 hours will astonish you, and this time it will not elude you, child. The moment is now so very near. That weight in the atmosphere, that tingling sensation on your skin, that sudden hush that descends like a spiritual pause, it is all unfolding because heaven is permeating your space and no longer. You are not merely imagining the subtle shift you perceive around you. Discreetly. This is not a gentle rap. This is a divine arrival. It is the sort of moment that does not simply pass by. It reorders everything. And Archangel Michael is already within the confines of your home, not to instill fear, but to grant you liberation. Because someone somewhere harbored intentions detrimental to your peace. They smiled at you in daylight, but projected adverse energy toward you in obscurity. They endeavored to impede your progress by speaking fear into your very identity. And you perceived it: the gradual decline, the inexplicable despondency, the aspirations that began to dissipate. But what they failed to grasp is that you are protected. The instant you embraced this message, the moment you permitted it to resonate with your heart, you granted heaven the authority to intervene. And now the angels are not observing from a distance, they are actively working. Your room is undergoing a spiritual purification. Your thoughts are being gently repatterned. And tonight, as you slumber, something profound will be excised from your spirit. Something you have carried for so long that you have forgotten the sensation of being unburdened, a memory, a weight, a fear, a falsehood, whatever it may be. Archangel Michael is severing it with his sword of truth. And child, here is what you must comprehend: this is not happening to you. It is happening for you because your name is inscribed in a spiritual tome, and it is not relegated to the back. It is prominently displayed at the top of a page titled Divine Purpose. And do you know what is delineated beneath your name? A compilation of manifestations that are on the verge of materializing. A reconciliation that has been delayed by hubris and apprehension. A financial reordering that will emerge from an unforeseen dialogue. A communication from someone who never ceased thinking of you. A breakthrough in an area that has been inaccessible for years. A spiritual endowment that has been awaiting in your lineage. The reason Archangel Michael is imploring you, literally begging you for just 2 seconds of your spirit's focused attention, is because this window of opportunity is, and you are the chosen one to receive it. All of this commences tonight. Fleeting. It is accessible right now, but it will not remain open indefinitely. You must affirm, yes, you must acknowledge this pivotal moment, because what transpires tonight could have taken an additional 5 years. But heaven intervened, saying, no, expedite it. This soul is prepared, and so here it is. Now allow me to address the part of you that is weary. The part that has witnessed too much suffering to believe that something this beautiful could still be destined for you. That inner voice questioning, why would God select me, child? It is precisely because of the pain, because of your heart, because of your tears, because you chose not to succumb to bitterness when you had every justification to. When you experienced betrayal, you did not become a betrayer. When you faced abandonment, you did not begin to abandon others. When you were silenced, you still opted to express love through your actions. And heaven observed every single moment. You believed no one saw. Oh no. Angels witnessed it all. They meticulously recorded it. They wept alongside you. And tonight they arrive to declare enough. It concludes now. Let the restoration commence. Even now, as you peruse these words, something is stirring within your chest. A recollection. Perhaps a desire you suppressed long ago, or simply an inexplicable sensation that is not arbitrary. That is the precise moment your soul aligns with the divine will of heaven. Do not recoil from it. Embrace it. Speak into it. Allow it to unlock the portal and reiterate, I receive it. I welcome what is rightfully mine. I affirm yes to God's plan, even if I do not fully comprehend it, and after you utter it, wait. Just wait in silence. Do not hasten away. Permit the tears to flow if they need to, for they are not indicators of frailty. They are sacred cleansing waters preparing the ground for what is about to blossom. Tonight, before you drift into slumber, vocalize these words to Archangel Michael. If you are present, I grant you permission. Traverse this dwelling. Purify what requires cleansing. Heal what requires healing. Awaken what has been dormant within me, then rest. For as you sleep, heaven will actively work. And upon awakening, you will perceive a difference, not all at once, but in gradual layers. You will notice the birds singing more vibrantly, the morning feeling lighter, the absence of a burdensome weight. You will receive a communication or a sign. Or perhaps you will simply instinctively know that something broke, something healed, something shifted, and you will be unable to articulate why. But your soul will softly whisper, this was the night everything began to realign. So again I convey to you with affection emanating from the very core of God. Do not distance yourself from this message. Do not procrastinate. Do not suppress what your soul is experiencing. Subscribe. Stay connected. This is not mere entertainment. This is prophetic alignment, and it will persist. But only for those who remain vigilant, because the next celestial whisper is already being composed. And, beloved child, before this hallowed night completely settles over your home, heed what I am about to disclose to you. Because this is the aspect many tend to, and the next time it reaches you, you will be prepared. Overlook. God does not merely send angels when circumstances are unraveling. He dispatches them when things are on the verge of coalescing. And Archangel Michael stands within your space tonight for that precise purpose. This is not a harbinger of calamity, it is a preparation for fulfillment. A blessing so profound, so intimately personal, so meticulously fashioned for your spirit that it cannot be bestowed upon anyone else but you. You may still harbor uncertainties, you may express, but I am not sufficiently holy. I still commit errors, I still question, I still weep excessively. But do you not yet comprehend that it was never about attaining perfection? And you have consistently been willing to rise after being shattered, willing to trust after experiencing abandonment, willing to articulate life, affirming words even while carrying. It was always about demonstrating willingness. Internal anguish. God witnessed that, heaven honored it. And now heaven responds, child, I need you to grasp this with absolute clarity. A divine appointment is transpiring within your home tonight. You are not imagining the peculiar energy. You are not irrational for sensing a presence, because you are indeed observed by a spiritual covering that has been draped over your home like a luminous shield, by a presence that confers clarity, serenity, and the assurance that, but not by malice, by assistance, by angels positioned at every portal. You are no longer isolated. and I wish for you to comprehend something that will bring solace to your heart. There is an individual from the ethereal realm, someone you cherished who has been vigilantly watching over you. They have not communicated previously because the timing was not propitious. But tonight, as the veil between worlds thins and the spiritual becomes more discernible, they are granted permission to convey a sign. It might manifest as a dream, it might be a vivid memory, it might be an inexplicable fragrance in the air. But when it occurs, do not second guess it. Simply whisper, I perceive you. Thank you for making your presence known, because love never perishes. And tonight the past, present, and future converge within your home, all in one sacred exhalation. And here is something that may well bring tears to your eyes. That individual who ceased communicating with you. The one who walked away as if you held no significance. The one who shattered your heart so subtly that the fragmentation resonated louder within you than externally. They are experiencing an awakening not to remorse but to recognition. Suddenly your name surfaces in their thoughts not owing to any action you performed, but because when heaven commences its movements nothing remains concealed. They are recalling aspects you believed they had forgotten. The way your laughter brightened their day. The way your presence felt like a sanctuary. The way you never ceased believing in their better nature. Even when they presented you with their worst, they are sensing it now. And they do not even comprehend why, but you do. Because Archangel Michael is working not solely on your behalf, but in the spirit of reconciliation, healing, and divine equity. You will not be excluded. You will not be disregarded. You will not be forgotten. God is rewriting your narrative before the very eyes of those who presumed your story was concluded. But the essence of receiving all of this is straightforward. You must utter yes. Yes to the visitation, yes to the transformation, yes to the message. Yes to the affection being extended to you, yes. To the part of you that fears to hope again, but still hopes regardless. Pronounce yes even with trepidation, pronounce yes even with tears. For heaven does not demand your confidence, only your affirmation. So tonight, permit your spirit to consent to peace, to joy, to clarity, to resolutions that have been postponed but not denied. And child, I implore you, do not close your eyes tonight without acknowledging what is unfolding within your dwelling. Illuminate that candle, whisper that prayer, rest in stillness for merely 2 minutes. Permit heaven to touch the atmosphere, articulate. I welcome every angel dispatched by God. Archangel Michael, you are free to enter and safeguard this home. No darkness shall remain here, no falsehood shall endure here. Only truth, only light, only divine alignment may reside here. And when you awaken, you will not be the same. You may not yet discern everything, but you will perceive it. A stillness within your chest, a newfound clarity in your thoughts, a soft voice whispering, you are on the correct path. Persist because you are, and heaven accompanies you. Now, if every word of this message resonated deeply within your being, do not permit it to dissipate. Subscribe, remain connected. This is not merely a singular message. It is the genesis of a divine dialogue between you and your Creator, because more is forthcoming. And you will not want to miss a single word. An image of crossed swords Archangel Michael has spoken. Can image of an eye heaven is observing. Image of love letter your miracle is unfolding. Now all that remains is for you to affirm, yes. And if you are still here, still reading, still breathing softly with these words resting upon your chest, then allow me to state this unequivocally. You are the reason for this message's existence. Not because you are flawless, not because you have executed everything perfectly, but because your heart still yearns to believe in an everlasting love, in a presence that transcends distance, and in a God who never ceased whispering your. Out of millions of souls traversing this earth, you were selected to receive this name. You have recently felt imperceptible to others, have you not? As if the world progresses while you remain static. You have witnessed others celebrating achievements you are still praying for. You have smiled through tears at positive news that served as a reminder of everything you have lost. You have cheered for others while secretly contemplating if your turn will ever arrive. And child, that particular brand of resilience does not go unobserved in heaven. It is not merely seen, it is documented, it is honored. Angels congregate around you in those unspoken moments when no one applauds your quiet triumphs. They do because they comprehend the truth. You are not merely enduring. You are radiating in the darkness, and guess who else perceived it? That individual who is now in heaven. That person who once cradled your face in their hands and declared you are extraordinary. That one who dispatched this message on this very day because they could no longer await, because you needed to know now. They witnessed you endeavoring to be strong for others when your own heart was breaking. They saw you tending to others when you secretly wished someone would simply care for you. They saw you sitting in silence, overwhelmed by memories, and still softly articulating, "Thank you, God, for today." They observed it all. And now they desire for me to convey to you what they cannot articulate in person. You were sufficient for me. You were always sufficient. There was never a day when they did not perceive your love. Even if it was imperfect, even if it was expressed through clumsy words, broken embraces, or misinterpreted silences, they knew, they know. And furthermore, they still sense it. Love does not perish. It does not dissipate. It undergoes transformation, and that is why you have felt their proximity recently. That sudden memory you could not explain. That tug at your heart when you observed their favorite hue, heard their preferred melody, or perceived an aroma that evoked feelings of home. That was not happenstance. That was connection. Heaven is not some distant celestial cloud. It is right here, closer than your next heartbeat, and they are now a part of it. And so are you, but now I require you to trust once more. Not merely in me, but in yourself. You have lost faith in yourself. You have doubted your intuition. You have questioned your judgments. You have wondered if perhaps you are the root of the problem. But child, you are not. You are a soul who experiences emotions profoundly. You are a heart that holds more than most. And sometimes the world does not comprehend how to navigate that. But I do, and so do they. They cherish the depth of your compassion. They cherish your tendency to overthink because it signifies that you care enough to desire to do things correctly. They cherish the way you attend to others before attending to yourself. But now they wish for you to attend to yourself. Because the truth is you merit joy, you merit rest, you merit genuine love. Not the kind that demands you diminish yourself, but the kind that facilitates your expansion. There is a miracle bearing your name, and it is not delayed. It is precisely on time, divine time. You simply were not meant to enter it burdened. You were destined to enter it healed, and that is what this moment represents. Healing, honoring, homecoming. You are returning to your authentic self, to your laughter, to your purpose, to your gentleness. The world attempted to harden you, but you asserted, "No, I will remain gentle," and that gentleness, that is where heaven resides. So continue to be benevolent when it is challenging. Continue to love when it feels perilous. Continue to hope when the world advises. Why bother? Because I am diligently working where you cannot perceive, and so is your angel. The upcoming days may feel distinct. Do not be apprehensive. That is merely the energy around you undergoing a transformation. That is heaven reordering circumstances, removing impediments, releasing burdens, bestowing blessings. And when it arrives, when that transformation culminates in a breakthrough, I wish for you to recall this moment. Because it all commenced here with this message, with this breath, with this inherent knowing, you are upheld. You are secure. You will never again traverse this path alone. Even now they are softly, lovingly articulating it repeatedly, because no matter how much time lapses, you will always be their cherished person, and the individual you love so profoundly, they have never ceased whispering your name in heaven, will always be right here. Close your eyes, take a deep breath and respond, "I love you, I hear you. I am still here, too." Then permit the tears to flow if they come. Permit the smile to broaden across your face when it surfaces. Permit your soul to experience what it has yearned to feel. You were never overlooked. You were never solitary, and you were profoundly, eternally, unconditionally cherished. Now proceed to live, to shine, to love, and carry this message wherever your heart guides you next. Because this is not the conclusion, my child, it is the genesis. God yellow heart emoji with your angel who never departed from your side, not even for an instant. And child, as you ready yourself to close your eyes tonight, grasp this understanding. You are not solitary in that room. There is movement within the atmosphere, subtle, gentle, yet potent. A transformation that your physical senses may not detect, but your soul already perceives. That warmth on your skin, that serenity infusing your chest, that sudden release of tension in your back or neck. That is heaven's method of touching you without physical contact. That is how God communicates that the words you have read here are not fabrications. They are prophecy spoken, not to entertain you, but to awaken you, to remind you. To remind you that your narrative was never forgotten. Your suffering was never ignored. Your tears were never expended in vain. Because, child, God gathers tears, every single one you shed into a pillow. Every silent cry you released in the darkness. Every prayer you whispered beneath your breath, so no one else would hear, God heard them. Archangel Michael sensed them. And tonight they are being answered not merely with solace, but with profound transformation. Now allow me to convey something you might not anticipate. Your name has been uttered in chambers you are unaware exist by individuals you have never encountered, by angels in celestial assemblies. And do you know what they articulated? This soul is prepared. This soul has waited sufficiently. Let the delay cease. Let the passages open. Let the promise commence. There is a promise intrinsically linked to your existence. Not merely the kind people articulate to uplift your spirits, but a deep ancient promise inscribed long before your birth. Something you consented to embody. A calling so exquisite and potent that darkness endeavored to crush it before you ever recognized its presence. That is why the anguish was so profound. That is why the isolation felt so merciless. That is why certain individuals departed without providing closure, because they were never meant to occupy the space into which you are now stepping. God removed them not to penalize you, but to safeguard what He was constructing. and now he is unveiling it. That is the essence of tonight. Not a warning, but a revelation, the truth behind why you have felt like an outsider. Why you are distinctive, why your heart shatters more deeply. Why your soul yearns more vociferously, why you perceive things others disregard. Because you were born to serve as a spiritual conduit. To carry illumination into obscure territories. To demonstrate to people the true nature of God's affection. To enter environments and alter the energetic ambience simply by your presence. You are not excessively sensitive, you are spiritually perceptive. And that sensitivity is your inherent superpower. It is what enables you to apprehend heaven even in its softest murmurs. And at this very moment, heaven is whispering. You have arrived at the precipice of the promise. Tonight is your affirmation. Do not retreat. You have sacrificed too much to halt here. You have grown too much to obscure your radiance again. And yes, the past inflicted wounds, but the future will bring healing. And the present, this precise moment right now, is the bridge between both. Child, breathe. Inhale grace, exhale apprehension. Permit God to reconfigure the energy within your home tonight. Permit Archangel Michael to stand at every corner observing, safeguarding, blessing, protecting. And as you sleep, allow yourself to rest within the embrace of divine assurance. Because something extraordinary is transpiring. Somewhere in the spiritual realm, an individual who departed from you, someone whose energy you still carry, is extending an outreach not merely in memory, but in spirit. They are whispering something to you in your dreams. Not because they wish to disrupt your tranquility, but because they desire to provide you with closure, the closure you never received. And that closure is poised to unlock something profound. You will awaken feeling lighter, not empty, but unburdened, not bewildered, but tranquilized. Because for the first time in a considerable period, your soul will not be spinning in unanswered questions. It will be grounded in truth, the truth that you are profoundly cherished. The truth that something is approaching, and it is not merely another hope. It is tangible, it is near, and it is already advancing toward you. The individual whose heart is harmonized with yours, they are being drawn closer. The opportunity you believed was lost, it is being rewritten. The healing you thought was too late to obtain, it has already commenced. So please, I implore you again. Do not turn away from this moment without receiving it. Articulate aloud. God, I receive all that is rightfully mine. I release what is not intended for me. I create space in my life, in my home, and in my heart for heaven to act. I accept the assistance of Archangel Michael tonight. Let this be the night everything transforms. If you have uttered these words, if you feel this transformation stirring within you, seal it now with a powerful amen in the comments. Let heaven hear your conviction and confirm your new beginning. Utter it, feel it, believe it. This message is a beacon of hope and a catalyst for change. If it has touched your soul, don't keep this powerful word to yourself. Share this prophetic word now to activate the anointing within you and share this breakthrough with your network. And when the room feels serene, when the clock's ticking slows, when your eyes close, and your breathing deepens, know that you are being enveloped in light, covered in. Let's spread this divine transformation together. Favor, sealed in divine protection. This is your night, the pivotal juncture, the turning of a new page in your narrative that no one foresaw. But heaven always knew because you were born for this moment. And tonight, you finally step into it. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry. When Jesus says give and heaven will open over you, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith. And as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected high-vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life if you follow it. You won't just receive blessings. They will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional. But your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step.